is called Dream Something Big. Okay? The author of this book is Diana Hutz Aston. Can you say Diana Hutz Austin? All right. So, before we begin, I am going to tell you what the words of the book are. They are build, construct, material, and bookmark. All right, are we in good sitting? We're ready to rock and roll. Dream Something Big, the story of the Watts Tower. Look at all these towers. You're looking at it, so you can't see. One chip of tile. Uncle Sam held it in his hand, studying it, his imagination turning like a kaleidoscope. He put it in his pocket. I'm going to do something big, I heard him say. I didn't know it then, but that single chip was no longer trash. It was the first building block to a candy-covered castle. Uncle Sam was my neighbor. His name was Simon, but we never called him that. He lived in Watts, California, on 107th Street. Trinity, please sit down, but good sitting. Who's the speaker?
It's Becky.
And where do our eyes go?
On you.
And who's the teacher?
You.
And what happens to our mouth?
Be quiet.
Okay, thank you. Trinity, please stop. Where the aroma of tamales sizzled in the air, where the trucks of Japanese farmers rumbled to and from vegetable markets, where music and laughter rippled from diners and dancers at the Watts Tavern.
Well, what's that boy name?
It doesn't say his name just yet. Now we're going to read this, when we read this book, we're going to consider, we want to talk about Uncle Sam, okay? Everybody called him Uncle Sam, but what was his name? Simon. His name was Simon, but did they call him Simon? No, they called him Uncle Sam, okay? So remember, his name is Uncle Sam. No one really knew what to think about Uncle Sam. This man who talked to himself as he hunted through garbage heaps for things no one wanted. A rainbow of broken teapots, plates, tiles, and sparkling bottles. I collected jewels with him along the railroad tracks. Sacks and sacks and sacks of them. My favorites were the tiles with blue flowers, the soda bottles with the girls and the bubbles, and the green horse. For every bag of bits, he gave me a penny. Pennies bought a lot of candy. Uncle Sam worked in a tile factory every day except Sundays and holidays. But he worked on his creation every night, every Sunday, every holiday. He took those bags of glass and smashed them. I watched him shove steel rods under the railroad tracks and transform them into rings. Uncle Sam was small and skinny, but his muscles were mighty. Some people called him crazy, but he wasn't. He was a magician. What is a magician? Hillary, show me good sitting. What is a magician, Alejandro? Alejandro. Do you know what a magician is? Do you know what magic is? Remember Pete had the magic glasses? So he's saying Uncle Sam is a magician. It means that he can make things disappear. He can make things into other things. In broken things, he saw what no one else noticed. He found hearts in the backs of old ice cream parlor chairs, flowers in faucet handles, the sun in rusty gears. People who couldn't see the hearts and flowers wondered, why build it? Why build it? I can't tell you, he said. Why a man makes the pants? Why a man makes the shoes? Uncle Sam talked to himself while he mixed a secret recipe for mortar. This much sand, this much this much cement, this much water. Cement as powdery as flour, sand as finely ground as sugar, water to bind them. He wrapped wire mesh around the poles, smothered the cement around them, and carefully pressed the jigsaw of jewels into a batter of wet cement. Day after day, year after year, working on his something big without gloves until his fingerprints were worn away. A ship appeared. A tower rose. A garden cactus bloomed.
Did you
I'm
the
still
boys
looking.
chart? Did you remember to do it?
We didn't find it at the house, so it's here somewhere.
Okay, because his name's not Jakai. She said I can't remember, but it's not Jakai. That's why he wasn't responding yesterday.
Well, I have his immunizations on with that.
Okay, thank you.
In his strange mix of Italian and English that was difficult for all of us to understand, he told us about the great towers and the ships he had seen. As a child in the parades of his village of Ribatoli, that's a weird name, Ribatoli, towers that were 6 stories high. Uncle Sam worked long into the night singing to himself, flitting from rung to rung like a firefly. Turn out the lights, Uncle Sam. I'm working up here, Marguerite. Every day the trains pass by with tens of thousands of passengers a week going to and from Los Angeles. The towers were Uncle Sam's stage. The passengers were his audience. Dust from the train swirled around him, but he didn't let it bother him. He was in the spotlight. Now I'm going to put, this is called a bookmark. I'm going to put my bookmark in our book to hold our place. Okay? To hold our place.
Who's that? Who's that guy?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because that's our bookmark.
And let's go to the North Pole.
Well, he does. But we're going to do something. We're going to think about this. Put on your thinking hat. We're going to think, pair, share on this. Let's think. Here's the question. How does Uncle Sam feel about his work that he's working on? Let's think. Does he feel happy? Does he feel excited? Does he feel sad? Does he feel afraid? Okay, now let's talk about it. How do you think Uncle Sam feels about his work? Raise your hand. Alejandro, how do you think he feels about all of his work he's doing? Maybe happy? Yeah, I think he feels happy about it. I think he feels it's a lot of work, too. How about you, Trent? How do you think he feels?
Sad and happy.
Sad and happy. I think that he does feel...
Sad and happy.
Who?
Sad and happy.
Excited and happy. I would say so, too. I think that he also feels very determined. He wants to get his masterpiece done. Would you say that? I do too. I think that he wants to get his masterpiece done. Please don't. Sit back on your cover. So, now we'll pick up this book tomorrow. We are going to pick out our works, okay? Are you ready?
We are ready.